You know, it's been a while since I've made the last entry in the series. I wonder who I should do next. Oh, oh dear, this is It's true, I did put Biboo off a lot, and oh man, the pebbles blocked my path. Oh well, this is the perfect excuse to do Biboo then. Let's go in, shall we? No funny clip right now. Y'all need to support some Biboo. Now then, let's go on to those attributes. Alright, so Biboo is a rock. Rocks fall fast, so I'm thinking of letting her have a fall speed similar or faster than Fatsu so she can have crazy DMC combo style. But however, making her heavy would make this character a bit of a not too fun to play or play against moment. So her weight will be it's 6'7". Yeah, I mean, we gotta have it somewhere. It's Biboo's famous line. Or something else by the time this video comes out. But right now, it's the famous Sit 7 and her collab with the Wawa, calling it Roku Wawa. But to go through something that isn't a Sit 7 reference, I wanna make Biboo's short hop 16 units, the same as Steve's full hop, so she isn't getting off the ground too much of a short hop, but let her full hop be a height of 33, similar to someone like Pikachu or Fots to emphasize the more fast faller aspects. And I guess the short hop is just more so of a movement tool rather than actual use, although that does depend on the frame data of aerials and other things, such as these things tend to be, but her air acceleration to be similar to Ganondorf's, and let her have a, sadly, frame for air dodge. Why? Because even though Biboo has crazy DMC-like combos, she is also one of the easier members to bully. Like, literally, just bring up something of height, and there you go, you win your first round against Biboo, I guess. Now, it's not all bad. I'd like her to have some of Meta Knight's dash data. She's a rock, so she can't be that fast, but at the same time, how can I expect Biboo to have crazy DMC combos if she can only do them upwards? Let her have something to do it sidewards too. Oh, Biboo would probably go crazy in a game with grounded movement. But also a bit crazy in a game like Ultimate or Smash 4, where the grounded movement's a bit limited. Either way, Biboo combos are gonna go crazy. Now let's see what attacks she's gonna use for those said combos. Alright, let's take out the first move for Biboo, Jab. Now, I did say the motion to be similar to Roy's, but I think an animation like Ganondorf's jab fits better here. But however, do give it a hitbox of Roy's jab to send it up, because I mean, the pebble is up, or to make more visual sense, have it send forward. Either way, I believe Biboo's jab should be a one-hit jab for setups and or get off me, mostly just setups like Roy's jab tends to be, or if you want to go the horizontal route, it can be used for tech chase setups too. Just a quick move, and also an appearance for the pebbles themselves. And I visualize this one being quick, and that's just about it. Just a simple jab, nothing else to it. Probably like a -5 or -4 on shield. Just a safe spammable move. I think Biboo would have this, but since it is a jab, I think having a -4, -5 would be too insane. So something like a -8 probably sounds a lot better. But if it's casual, I don't think it won't matter much. Or if it does, if you're playing really hardcore with your items, then maybe -7 might be great. But -6 might be getting too close to -5 and -4. So draw your own conclusions to this move. But if you're feeling to do more things horizontal like, I've made Biboo's forward tilt just Ganondorf's in terms of animation, but in terms of properties, it can be something else that let it have more horizontal feel or tech chase feel, or just let it be a simple, oh, you need a kill move, not a kill move, oh, they're a really high percent and you need a quicker kill move. Yeah, that kind of move. I just think it kind of fits. Biboo's made of rocks, so if she kicks someone, it could also be considered a blunt weapon, or like some people say, a sledgehammer type of weapon. Like Biboo's rock. She's gonna hit hard with something. We just don't know what she's gonna hit you with, because she's gonna be slicing you with her sword. To follow this whole theme of Biboo has moves that should belong on a bigger bodied person, I'd like to give her another Ganondorf move. This time, the down tilt Ganondorf has in the mod Super Smash Bros. Huge Draw Remix, or just Huge Draw Remix or HDR. And the reason for this? Well, Biboo would definitely be stomping on people, and I would like the first hit to just be like a send up, whereas the second hit is more like if you got hit with the shockwave of the first one, just not enough to send all the way up as you would like. You know, usually some moves will have sour spots, and I like to believe that first one would have a bit of a sour spot near the outer edges. Well, you can follow it up with a second one, just to make sure you get them comboing, and then into like a jab or something, just to have that bit of a mix-up moment. Not a usual thing a sword-ish character would have, but something definitely a Biboo type of character would have. Hey, she's a rock lady. She's got to have something with rocks and or hitting hard, you know? Just like this next move is gonna hit hard. And no, it's not gonna hit hard in the, oh, that move hits extremely hard. It's gonna be hitting hard in the, ooh, that's a cool move. And now the reason I think it's cool is because her up tilt has her throwing a pebble. Now let me explain. I want the pebble hitbox to be weak, both in knockback and in hit stun, so not much of a combo hitter there. But if you got it, I mean, it's alright. It's better used for sharking under the platform, in more competitive terms. And the arm hitbox to be of a combo starter with stronger hit stun, but same amount or just marginally better knockback than the one with the pebble, or less to make it better of a combo move per se. And that's all I'd have to say for Biboo's up tilt. Just a simple move. She throws a pebble and yeah, pebble be gone, or something like that. Or if you're a pebble fighting Biboo, then you're gonna be hit with your own brethren. So I don't know how that would work. This next move, I do know how it'll work though. It's a simple, quick slice with Biboo's katana, as you can see right here. Essentially like Meta Knight's animation, but let it angle up, middle, and down, just to have some variety. And Biboo is at least a little bit taller than Meta Knight, so it just makes a little bit of sense. And that's it. This move's pretty simple, fast, decent kill. That's about it. Knockback, maybe not too early of a kill, but definitely like you comboed into it, then it will kill type of move. Up smash and down smash, however, they are, how do you say this, a bit more on the simple spectrum, as they're essentially the same move, just one goes up and the other goes down. Why this is, well, you gotta have Mwai Biboo there somehow. So, this is a pretty simple explanation. This is based on Bayonetta's up and down smash attacks, and you essentially get the gist. And what about Biboo's down smash having a meteor? Probably not, since she'll likely be on stage having to hit it with. Or maybe have it have a soft spike hitbox, so it's like, ooh, you got it, but it didn't really matter much. Maybe I could nerf the move a bit, but nah. Actually, probably a spike hitbox. It's just one of those, it fits. Or if anything, if Biboo has a new upwards attack one day, then maybe I could see this being a solid down smash, and then up smash being the more flexible choice to change out of the two. But however, this next one definitely has to stay like this for super Biboo reasons. Yeah, it was this move. Biboo had to have a flop-like dash attack. You know it's something that would happen to Biboo. Biboo's rushing a route. She's a rock. Rocks are heavy. Rocks can fall due to the weight of their gravity. Like, you know it was gonna happen. Is it a kill move? I don't know. But, just a burst-ish move. Maybe one of the more weaker moves in Biboo's kit, but definitely something not to overlook sometimes. Or just let Biboo have the bad move for once, and this is her bad move. Or give it some special hitbox that gives it that special niche situation where it becomes one of those moves that's good when you like use it once or twice during the match. Not a move where it's like, oh, you gotta use it in neutral type of beat. But let's move on to some moves that you will be using in your neutral.
So I take my soup.
Biboo grabs. They're gonna be short ranged. Well, the grab of Biboo will be short ranged. The dash grab, the pivot grab, the normal grab, the grab in the windscreen, all short because Biboo is short. That girl is gonna have T-Rex arms whether you like it or not. She's gonna make Ganondorf look like he has a good grab range, and that is not a compliment for Ganondorf. We'll be giving her a 10 in grab range. And for the concepts of Ultimate, that's currently the lowest grab range data, because obviously there are other factors like a character's hurt bots or movement or animation, but let's just keep it short for Biboo, because you know, it's Biboo, you know? Any pebbles watching this, don't feel too bad. There is another chance for you to be part of Biboo's moveset, and that is being part of her pummel, as she quite literally uses you to pummel her opponent before throwing them into either the stratosphere or into the stage for some nice tasty percent combos, you know? Or a setup for a dun 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 kill. And to give some context to those throws of Biboo throwing you to the stratosphere or using you for combos, well, for Biboo's forward throw, she will dunk the opponent forward similar to Ganondorf's down throw. Make them bounce upward, you know? Easy for a dash-in combo, simple percent building. The back throw, just like Shulks and Corn, just a bit of an excuse to stab you with the sword if you're fighting Biboo, and if you're the Pebble, you're assisting her in getting the damage before she stabs them with the opponent. Also a bit of a tech chase attack I want to kind of give it. If not, give it like a bit of a stun, like focus attack, so Biboo can get a kill. But obviously this sounds a bit too broken, so keep it as a tech chase. But however, down throw is probably my favorite. She'll jump up and slam the opponent down, obviously not too high, but you know, just a wee bit of a jump as you can see here, nothing too crazy. And it'll all end nice with an up throw that throws the opponent upwards. Nothing too special, like I said here. Just make it a combo up throw. If anything, it'll be great on platforms. It'll force the opponent into a tech chase. You could probably jab lock them too. Huh, maybe Biboo's a bit too insane in all of this, you know? With all these throw moves put together, it seems Biboo has a lot of setup and combo throws. Not a single kill throw in sight. Maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing, depending on which game she's in. However, it is nice to know that even though I'm being grabbed by Biboo, I'm still gonna be taking a lot of damage. However, let's see if the rock can stay in the air. You know, before I say anything about Biboo's aerials, I'm just gonna say that this first one's gonna be rather odd for this type of character, and as you can see, it looks like Villager's Nair. Now why this? I just thought it'd be fun to give Biboo like a delay-based Nair, and at the same time plays into her whole short thing. But, you know, I just think it could be interesting. If not, just make it like a quick regular nair for combos and stuff, but I would say keep the animation. I mean, Biboo's short, you know, it'd be pretty funny that her just do that and then some of her other moves be like, ooh, super serious sword things, just like her forward air, which is just a forward slash. I did want to implement like a DK dash attack, being able to jump off ledge in Project M type of thing, where if she lands while doing the aerial, she gets like another attack out to keep comboing, but I feel like that's a bit broken or just bad design. So I'm just gonna keep it there just in case. Then do note, have it not activate if fair hits on someone's shield. Specifically only if it hits someone. But I still think it would be a bit too iffy to have. So fair, just a forward slash, and that extra thing maybe as an optional thing. Probably good to mess around if anything ever comes of that move. However, forward air, I don't have a vision of it being a sort of kill move or kill-ish move, you know, like one you just throw out at a really high percent and hope it like kills. That'll be for this one, up air, which is just Lucas's up air with a high-ish knockback growth, so it can go from combos to kill. Nothing much to explain here. And I think it kind of synergizes a bit well, because oh, your forward air, you know, it's gonna send them forward. Oh, but what about the neutral air? The neutral air sets up for either the forward air or the up air. And then there you go. And why does Biboo have this up air exactly? She's a rock. It's gonna hit harder than anything she could throw out as a punch or as a sword, because that big old head of hers is probably hitting like a boulder. Quite literally. But in case of having a aerial that can combo and sort of kill, maybe just kill, because, you know, it's a Lucas up air, have an aerial that can probably do some great spacing for Biboo. And this is essentially a Conker's back air from the famous fan mod for Smash 64 called Smash Remix, which is great. And everyone watching it should check it out. And that's basically what I have for this move. Just make it function similar or the exact same as this move works. Hey, and it hits kind of up, so, you know, functionally another up air in some different areas. The same way you can use Pyra back air as an up air in Smash Ultimate. But unlike Pyra, Biboo's down air doesn't cover much area. She's just going straight down towards the opponent. Yes, she's getting a dive kick. She's a rock, she's heavy, she's gonna quote-unquote fall fast. Well, there's nothing really special here, just a bit of a dive kick. Let it end in this type of way, seen in the paper, to make it look like a ground pound as well. Oh, and a bit of a shockwave with crystals, to add more Biboo effects on it, you know? So Biboo's aerials are not gonna be probably the greatest. This forces Biboo to play a more grounded game. Although I do think that just having workable aerials for any character is just pretty good in general. Like, look at Little Mac. But still, even though Biboo's meant to be a bit more aggressive, I think that Nair would play a very good role into what she wants to do. And the back air will be good for covering some things. The down air will be good for getting out of the disadvantage. So on and so forth. Like, they all have their uses, but not the usual get in there uses, you see. Just a bit more of a Biboo's a rock, she's gonna be on the ground type of thing. But let's see if there's anything special she can do. Alright, so aside from Biboo being special just like everyone in Hololive, we have to talk about her special attacks. Starting off with her neutral special, I call it Rock Throw. It is based on a blaze art from a character in Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave called Theodora, where she throws a rock using her arm. And honestly, Biboo would probably do this with her sword or arm. I personally think the sword, because the sword's probably longer than Biboo's arm, like, let's be honest, short moment, but, just have her throw it at the opponent. Similar arc to a low Yoshi's egg, and maybe just enough hit stun to dash in for the kill, or unless this move is more desired to be like, oh, it hits hard, then yeah, let it hit hard for that bit. Not too much of a kill thing, because being a rush down with a kill projectile kinda sounds a bit too, not desirable, to be the least honest with ya, or most honest. I don't know, because I don't know much about design, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Now let's go on to those other specials. Now this side special, before I go into it, let me explain it for those who don't know much about Super Smash Bros. Mods or other platform fighting games. Essentially, this move and concept has Biboo moving either left or right, but wherever she was, a hitbox is there, as if, oh my god, she just slashed right through them. And that's essentially the point, to be used mostly as a bit of a combo ender, and honestly just a bit of a funny move if you're thinking, let me go do it raw. And, it's pretty simple to explain, and it leaves her in lag, so it's a pretty punishable move, but it is an extremely good combo ender for the characters who have it. Example, Claren from Rivals of Aether. But, let's get a bit familiar with this, and just think of Meta Knight's Down special. I guess that's the most similar thing I can think about in an official game. But let's give Biboo a bit more use case in this one, since in Rivals of Aether, after using it, you can wall jump, because that's just a universal mechanic for most characters, if not all, in Rivals of Aether. But for Super Smash Bros., wall jumping after moves is not universal. Heck, even just wall jumping in free fall. So let Biboo have the ability to cancel the lag with a wall jump. Only with this move, and yes, it kind of gives it that whole PM Ike vibe just for that small thing alone. But that mainly works for letting Biboo have some sort of extra recovery option. But if you don't want to do that, then I guess that's also fine. But she'll have different options when going up, to say the least. Taking a bit of inspiration from Min Min here, and I want Biboo to have two alternative up specials depending if she is on the ground or in the air. The first one being the one on the ground where she just goes up. Now I was thinking of her going up with a tower just like Crag from Rivals of Aether, and then if she gets hit going up with her little tower thing, she gets extra knockback. But then I thought, would this be a bit too vulnerable? So another idea I have is just a bit of a crystal spring. But then that would be a bit too nonsensical to the fact of a crystal. Or maybe a more crystallic explosion. But if anything, we can just put the aerial version to just be the whole shebang. And the aerial version being just a different version of Roy's Blazer, but instead of fire effects, crystal, and sparkling effects, to say the least. Just like Biboo's whole crystal thing, But make it a little bit quicker, and just keep a bit of the super armor. Not the whole amount of super armor, but just a bit. But if the super armor makes Biboo a bit too to deal with, then remove the super armor. And I think this is what Biboo would have for her up specials. Or up special if the whole having two different variants, depending on whether airborne or grounded, is kind of non-synergistic, to say the least. But bear with me here for this next one being the down special. I call it parry charge. Think of it as a similar idea to Game & Watch's bucket, where Biboo stores projectile power into a big strike. But, right, let it have a second use as a counter, but just like melee morphs, just let it have like Fitz knockback, and let it do a 6.7 damage for the 6-7 of Koseki Bijou. And that's essentially it, like
this is probably the more simple move to explain from Biboo. And how much power does the parry charge do with all the projectiles is stored? Well, let it have a cap of 40 because of depending on the projectiles you'll get, because like a fully charged shot from Samus will deal like 32 or 35 damage, and then just another projectile being like the extra 5, and then boom, there you go. Probably not too much in knockback, but definitely a lot in percent damage, punishing anyone who's been spamming the projectiles damage and then into boom, Biboo kill setup moment. But I think there's another move we can kill with that'll be a lot more deadly per se.
I'm gonna be hard! Yeah, I'm so hard.
Well, Biboo's final smash is here, but I don't know which one I want to go with, so I've given it two options. One where Biboo is more so focused on the whole being a rock gimmick, and another one where it goes more into like a DMC parody. The first one you've been reading here is one based on the whole rock gimmick. Her just throwing herself towards the opponent, then knocking them over with multiple pebbles, and then slamming them onto the ground with her Moai statue form. And then the DMC one, just let her go Triple S style DMC5 crazy with Barry the Cringe playing in the background. And I cannot play it here because I'm afraid of copyright shenanigans. And that's what I think people would do as either one of her final smashes. She'll likely go towards the second one, but precisely, if I'm being honest, I think the first one would be a lot funnier. But, you know, it's probably more in character that the DMC one is selected. But I guess the track is cleared up now, but I still see something purple on the way. Oh well, that won't be anything to be bothered about.
A tree!
Koseki Bijou. What a character. Brainrot, funny, all the things. Oh, and a talented singer too. And as for this moveset, I think, you know, Biboo being a bit better on the ground, like more synergistic on the ground, but less synergistic in the air, kinda throws a whole, yep, she really is a rock and belongs on the ground type of beat. And I hope some of the whole DMC stuff to make her a combo character is also pretty nice. And if you enjoyed this moveset or the video, thank you for making it to the end. And hit a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Maybe should I do another Holo JP? Or actually do a Holo ID? But hey, that we'll just have to wait for that. But in the meantime, have yourselves a good one, alright? Goodbye, everybody.